It's November 22nd, 2025, and before I start the video, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like the video, please click the like button and leave comments in the comments section. I missed out on the first weekend of a festival of holidays because the weather wasn't cooperating, so now I'm going to give you a grand tour of what's being sold this year. The first marketplace, once you enter from the main entrance of California Adventure, is Merry Mashups. And the menu consists of a holiday mash bowl, a holiday M&M's eclair, a tropical holiday punch, a blue tropical cocktail, and a berry pomegranate paloma. Across from Wine Country Trattoria, we have a twist on traditions. They've got a holiday turkey leg, a beef brisket slider, a cranberry Christmas mule, and a salted caramel brownie white Russian. Next to a twist on tradition, you have Brews and Bites. They have a chorizo queso fundido, a cookies and cream hazelnut hot chocolate, and an Irish hot cocoa cocktail. They've also got a festive beer flight. Next to Brews and Bites, they've got Milla's Island Cafe. This isn't part of the Festival of Holidays with the chits, but they've got some items here. They've got island swirls with Ubi Noel Island Swirl, a Pandan Pine Island Swirl, a Mango Merriment Island Swirl, and then an Ubi Noel Trio, which I guess is a sampling of all three. And then they've got holiday puddings with Mila's famous banana pudding, a toffee crunch banana pudding, and a pumpkin gingerbread cookie crumble pudding. And then you can also get a smaller trio of those. And then they also have a fresh cracked coconut cheer drink. Right in front of the Little Mermaid ride, they have holiday duets. There's an Al Pastor mac and cheese, a savory Kugel mac and cheese, a holiday duet, which is a half portion of both, and then they've got a holiday hops flight. The next marketplace is right next to the Zephyr and its favorite things. They have a braised pork belly adobo, a sticky toffee pudding macaroon, guava melon lassi, and a winter citrus New York sour. All right, the Sip and Savers this year are $46 for key holders and $49 if you're not a key holder. And you basically get 6 items, non-alcoholic, for the $49 or $46. Basically, you've got to spend about $7.75 per chit to make your money back if you're a key holder, and $8.25-ish if you're not. One thing to note is that the marketplaces have moved back their time of opening. It used to be 11 and now it's 11:30. And look, you get the little lanyards with Festival of the Holiday. And of course, each one comes with a little guide too. It shows all the locations and what each of the marketplaces is selling. At most of the ice cream carts and probably the other carts that are inside California Adventure, you can get the Mickey gingerbread cookie. Unfortunately, the size keeps getting smaller and the price keeps increasing. This year it's $9. If I wasn't such a gingerbread addict, I would be completely and utterly mad at myself for paying this price. But since I am an addict, I have to pay for my addiction. I also grabbed this Chip 'n Dale Christmas stocking straw clip. New thing Disney's doing now is, along with buying the straw clip, you have to buy a drink. So you have to buy one of their bottled beverages. to get the straw clip. So I don't even want to know how much this costs. Probably 12 bucks in total between the straw clip and the drink. But that's the game Disney's playing now. Alright, the last marketplace is actually the first one when you enter the park, but it was closed at the time of me starting this video. It's actually right next to Carthay Circle restaurant, and it's Grandma's Recipes. And they have a barbacoa tamale de res, a cookie dough Yule log, cafe d'ola cold brew, and a cafe d'ola carrillo cocktail, and that's it. All right, here's what we ordered with the first wave from a twist on tradition. We have the beef brisket slider with smoked onions and horseradish ketchup on a pretzel roll. In the middle, from Grandma's Recipes, we have the barbacoa tamale de res with Oaxaca cheese, tomatillo salsa, and crema. And last, from Brews and Bites, we have the faux chorizo queso fundido with tortilla chips. Yeah, they don't say it's faux, but I've found out it's still faux. All right, the beef brisket slider is really good. Probably my only two complaints. One is I love pretzel rolls, but it's a bad choice for this one because it's so wet. The pretzel roll just does not hold up. It basically crumbles away before you can even get it back to your table or where you're eating. The other complaint would be that it's really small for the price. Even with a chit, I'm kind of like, is it really worth it? But flavor-wise, it's really good. The barbacoa tamale de res is excellent. Flavor-wise, there's a good amount of barbacoa in it, and there's plenty of the tomatillo salsa, and it's got a really good kick to it. I really like the flavor there. Probably could have used a little bit more time cooking. The masa's a little soggy. Rather than that, out of the items I got, this is definitely my favorite. All right, the last item is the chorizo queso fundido with tortilla chips. I don't like faux meats at all, and if you're wondering if I can tell, yes, I can tell absolutely, and so could my wife. I don't think this is very good even without it. So this one's probably going back. Really wasn't a fan at all. All right, the next wave we started at Merry Mashups. We got the holiday mash bowl, which is chicken, cheddar mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with cranberry stuffing crunch. And on the left, you have the holiday M&M eclair filled with milk chocolate mousse and topped with whipped ganache and M&M's milk chocolate minis. We also purchased two drinks from Merry Mashups. The one on the right is the Tropical Holiday Punch, pineapple, orange, and lemon juices, blue raspberry syrup, and coconut puree, garnished with a blue raspberry gummy candy. And on the left, you have the Blue Tropic Cocktail, which is rum, pineapple, orange, and lemon juices, blue raspberry syrup, and a coconut puree garnished with a blue sugar-coated pineapple wing and a dark rum float. Okay, so the only difference between these two drinks basically is one's got rum in it and the garnish. I would actually recommend getting both of these drinks. If anything else, for the comparison and contrast, these drinks should taste almost exactly the same, yet the alcoholic one is so filled up with rum that all you can basically taste is the rum. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be complaining. If you're going to pay for a drink at Disneyland that's got alcohol in it, you want to at least get some alcohol for your price, and you do here. It is really strong. And the other one, I really like the flavors in the holiday punch. Everything works well together, and it actually kind of helps dilute. I take a drink of one and I take a drink of the other, and it helps dilute the alcohol a little. All right, the Mary Mashup Bowl is taken over #1 for my favorites. There's a good amount of chicken. The cheddar mashed potatoes are nicely mashed. Decent amount of turkey gravy, and I don't even mind the cranberry stuffing crunch, and I'm not a huge fan of cranberries. So this is a really good item. The holiday M&M eclair. I did like the whipped ganache and the M&M minis. I would have liked if the chocolate mousse had been filled better inside mine. It's kind of lacking. Rather than that, it's actually a pretty good thing. I don't know if I'd recommend getting it for the price, but it's a decent item. All right, from Holiday Duets, we got both the Al Pastor mac and cheese with tortilla crumble and cilantro, and the savory kugel mac and cheese with herb bread, breadcrumbs, sour cream, and chives. And the last two items for today came from Favorite Things. The braised pork belly adobo with garlic rice is on the left, and the sticky toffee pudding macaroon, which is a Mickey-shaped chocolate macaroon filled with vanilla buttercream, date cake, and salted toffee sauce. All right, the Al Pastor mac and cheese is really good. The sauce has got a kick to it that I really like. There's a decent amount of the Al Pastor. Might have been able to give me a few more tortilla crumbles, which actually they just look like corn chips. I don't know why they're trying to kid anyone with that. If you look at them, they look like corn chips, but it's a really good item. And the savory kugel mac and cheese is probably my wife's favorite. It's very cheesy. She likes everything in it, and she likes very cheesy mac and cheese that isn't overly complicated, so this is definitely right in her wheelhouse. The braised pork adobe with garlic rice was a little disappointing this year. The pork adobe's a little tough, and honestly, the garlic rice, there ain't much garlic to it in my opinion. Not as good as years past. I definitely would say this is a pass on your soup, sip and savor, so get it at your own risk. All right, my eyes were bigger than my stomach by one item. I'm not going to take the sticky toffee butter pudding into my stomach today. I'm probably going to save it. What I can say is I've had a lot of the macaroons here. They usually do not disappoint. So if you're into the flavors of this particular macaroon, which is chocolate, vanilla buttercream, date cake, and salted toffee sauce, you're probably going to be very happy with this item. All right, so I'm going to do my final thoughts outside of the park, and the first final thought is, they used to decorate the outside of California Adventure with a sign that said Festival of Holidays above it for the holidays, and they basically have eliminated that. They also eliminated a lot of the live entertainment. I remember at least 2 singing groups that used to sing Christmas carols during the holidays, and they were nowhere to be seen or heard. Overall, the food was okay. I don't think it was spectacular. There was a couple of things I liked, but there was also some things I didn't like, and one thing I had to return. And the price keeps going up, and the selection keeps going down. They at least eliminated one of the marketplaces this year. I actually think they eliminated 2. And also the price did go up just because they're giving you less chits and charging you less. The overall price did go up. If you were to extend it out to 8 chits, you would be paying, I believe, like $60, which was up from last year. It's just getting frustrating. I really believe at this point Disney is trying everything because they realize that their attendance is starting to shrink, less out here in California, but a lot more evident in Florida. And the people that they do have here, they just continue to upcharge and upcharge and upcharge, and it's getting rather frustrating. All right, and that'll be my final thought for this video. So like my father told me when I was 18 years old, get out.